Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. This is race number 2 of the Transatlantic Triple Crown series by HFG. I posted a video last week from last week's race, and I hope you guys enjoyed that, because here's another one. Let's get on into the video.
Moving further down, we've got Matthews in that wonderful Lamborghini livery. It looks amazing. It is my favourite. I have mentioned it a few times and I will mention it throughout the race. Green light.
Voiceover Drew here, just as the light goes green. I just wanted to explain that I made a mistake when setting up my replays and how they save. So the first, I think, 15 minutes of the race aren't recorded on replays, so I'm not able to get any like extra views aside from what was recorded live and what was from the broadcast. So there are a few things that I probably would have gotten extra views of, but can't because I don't have it. I did fix this for the next race, so next week when I upload the video, the race that's happening tomorrow, I will have a full replay and I will be able to get views of everything.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Green flag for the first time this evening. Hopefully that's the only green flag they see, and that means we should avoid any incidents at all. So, Yerst leads the way by a comfortable margin. Great start. He comes through the Tamburello chicane now. Followed by Jitsu, followed by Jeff. Jeff's managed to get a great start there. The Super Patrol. Awful start there by Grouse in the Porsche as they now make their way. Who's that off at the start already? Not a bad start. One place made up by Belez. There is Fernandez coming in.
So I had passed Zach, but on the straight, because the cup cars were so much faster, he was able to pass me back and get back in front of me. But as you're about to see in these next few corners, on one of the corner exits, he makes a slight mistake, and I was following a little bit too close and got into the back of him. I received a warning. I did not get a penalty because of the fact that neither of us had any serious damage, and also he did not lose the position. But had he lost the position, I would have had to give it back up to him since I was at fault.
Shortly, the Logitech rear wing there of the Super Trofeo of Drew Matthews. Jumping on board with him now. You can see he's linking the corners up, and if you go on board with his bonnet there, you can see that Porsche is saying, please come and overtake me. Yerst gap now 1.6 seconds as he goes in towards Sector 3 of the circuit. Two people in the pits already. They are Zachary Sheng and Felipe Sorna in the pits. Cars 27 and 61. Still riding on board with Drew Matthews in as he goes towards the start-finish line there. Echo on stream should be all good now, Joe, if you're still watching. My iPad was on in the background, didn't realise it was playing on there as well. All professional here tonight, as you can imagine. Drew Matthews, P5, having a solid race. He had a solid race. We'll use the English language for this commentary, shall we? Solid race last weekend. He provided some great entertainment for us, especially with that livery. Look at that. Looks amazing. He's got Luke Garr behind him for company, who's just chased him down. Anyone getting deja vu? I believe this happened last week, as he now comes around the Villeneuve complex there, the hairpin, as he heads his way up towards turn 8. Quite fast off camber downhill part of the track. If we go on board with his helmet, you should be able to see what it looks like for him. Nice and early on brakes, keep it in third gear, try and take as much to apex as you can without running too wide here. Track limits, nightmare there. Brake it around the 100 metre board if you can, 50 board if you're really brave, right, and then again here, don't take too much curb because it'll bounce you out, but don't come too wide either because it'll give you a track limit. As he goes down towards turn 11 and 12 now, braking between the 150 board for the chicane. Nice and early on the brakes there, take a little bit of curb here, not too much, otherwise it bounces you out, and left again He got that about perfect. No oversteer on the exit now. Jump back on board with the helicopter as he comes up now towards turn 13, 14 and 15, minding that gravel trap that we saw last week.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Matthews still P5, and then blue flags are going to help him now. You can just see the blue flags there of Harry Bellows at car number 55 getting out of the way.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Drew Matthews still in P5 then. Let's have a look on his rear wing and see if anyone's nearby. He's not. Luke Garr, he's dropped Luke Garr. Moves up into P4. Obviously Jeff's little spin, so he's now going to have a bit of defending to do once Jeff gets on the back of him. We are now 24 minutes into this race and we have got Yurs leading with a Jitsu second, 9/10 off that lead. Endres in the Super Trofeo in P3 and Drew Matthews in P4 having a fantastic race this afternoon. He's not yet put a foot wrong and his lap times are all in the same ballpark as each other. Consistency is key when it comes to racing. Pace is not.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Matthews there now, P4, 46 minutes left of this race. Yurs is your leader on lap 16 with an 8.8 second lead. He really is starting to stretch his legs. Jeff was P2 for a brief moment, got caught up in the unfortunate incident with the blue flag, who just would not concede the place, which caused him to spin. And ever since then, his tyres just have not been on point at all. Retirements from the race is Sauna, who has not completed a single lap. He's disconnected from our server this evening. Drew Matthews Lamborghini looks absolutely amazing. Let's jump on.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Drew Matthews then, P4, comfortably running in P4, might I add, the car number 13 as he starts his 18th lap of this Imola HFG Transatlantic Triple Crown Series. Tonight is round 2, 3 miles of Imola, 75 minutes before we head off to round 3 next week. Again, that Lamborghini does look amazing with its sponsorship of, I think that's Ryobi, the sponsorship on the side of that. Yeah, track temperature's just started to drop, Chris. I know that's not what you want to hear now you're out the car, but that is the situation. Drew Matthews, P4. P4, he's having a great race. We saw him last week, very consistent, on the ball all the time. We've got 35 minutes gone with 39 left to go. The vast majority of the field still to serve their pit stops. Linking up the apexes there nicely. I did think we were missing that wonderful Wild Things livery actually when I was doing the grid walk, so I'm glad you popped in. I know, Chris, I know I did it again. Last week I did it 3 times, and then the RDC one I did it 4 times. So the RDC endurance race on 4 separate occasions of different teams. I said how well they were doing, and literally within a lap they all span. So maybe I should start saying everyone's doing awfully. Yeah, Drew, you're doing awfully. We don't want you to spin, so he's having a cracking race there. On a serious note, he's really on top of that. He was asking about blue flags, I believe, earlier. I'm not sure why he was asking about them, because he ain't going to see any of them.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
come around turns 15, he's going to flip the he's going to pit. Didn't expect that so soon, so that's an interesting move. You can see a little lock up there as he goes in towards the pit lane. Unfortunately, we don't get super fast Formula 1 pit stops like we do in Formula 1 for GT3 cars, so we won't watch his pit stop.
So yes, as Alex mentioned, I am pitting at this point in the race. I try to pit right after the halfway mark. I did the same strategies I did last week, which was to get fuel and tires, and unfortunately it just didn't work out. I didn't learn from last week. Both Luke and Steve got just went up and down on the jacks. They didn't get any tires or fuel. Not entirely sure what David Holbert did, but he did end up in front of me.
Matthews has taken his pit stop, put him back in P8. He just needs to make sure he's got that pace, not to be overcut like he was last week. He's going for the undercut this particular day. Andrew Matthews has made up one of his places that he lost to his pit stop. He was P4, remember. He's now all over the back of that course that should be getting blue flags anyway, or is it not? That may be the GT4 of Cross, which it is. But he's going to obviously just let straight through on that particular occasion as he takes the apex of turns 11 and 12. Through back up into P6.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
P6, he's fighting his way through the field, got BMW in front of him of Matt Cooper as he's going to try and go around the outside there, going to try and put it up the inside now instead. Perfect through the Tamburello chicanes 4, 5, 6 as he now heads down towards the Villeneuve hairpin, making his way towards on the back of that Lamborghini of David.
On the right.
As he now comes up towards the turn 11 and 12 chicane. Oh, much better exit there for Drew as he's now going to try and send it. I would have thought on the straight he's going to be, obviously getting a good exit out of 11 and 12. He's going to be in the perfect place to make this move. That looks okay to me, looks nice and tidy there. Again, much better exit there for Drew. Really pulling away a little bit. Let's come over the helicopter. That might give us a better angle on what this looks like at the moment. Or better still, let's ride on board with Drew himself. A bit too far back on this occasion, but one mistake there from David, and Drew is going to say thank you very much. I'm having that one with Drew and David. As you can see, they come around towards turn 7, a little bit wide there for Drew. He's lost a lot of time there on the grass, but luckily he lifted so it didn't damage the car or pull it into the wall. Matthews is managed to catch up with the back of that Lamborghini again. All that work he did to catch up with the DTH Racing Lamborghini, he's had to put back in again due to running wide on the exit of turn 7. And a little bit of gravel there for the 329 Lamborghini of David. This GT4 is not going to be helping at all. This is the GT4 we saw earlier. He's going to hopefully pull out of the way for the 2, but you can see Drew there using the slipstream there all that he can. Jump aboard the helicopter there. Drew pulls out to try and take the slipstream now from the Lamborghini of David in front. Clears the GT4, doesn't need to worry about that. Hopefully that is a nice clean corner for the GT4 and doesn't cause the boys in front too much trouble there. A little bit late on the brakes for Drew as he comes now, tries to put it up the inside. Too far back on this particular occasion again. Nice and tidy on the exit, hasn't lost too much time. Let's see what he can do on this lap. Let's not forget about the rest of the race. We will revisit that very shortly. Matthews battle here as they now come in. Drew keeps it much tidier on that occasion. They're not too far back. The Logitech rear ring there of the Drew Matthews car number 13. Heads up towards turn 8. He's having to do all that work again because he lost a little bit of time through turn 7. Links up in towards 8. Nice and tidy there. You can see that Lamborghini in front is just struggling to make the corners a little bit much more. Whether that's setup or whether that is driver confidence with the track temperature, 33 degrees. These guys have been running now for over 52 minutes. Sorry, alongside goes Drew. Going to try and make it stick if he can as he goes round towards turns 11 and 12 in the chicane. Nice and late on the brakes. Nice, clean, clinical, well executed. Drew will be very happy with that. Moves up into P5. He's now going to set his sights on our Jitsu, who is the Porsche in front, car number 17, who is just the other side of the track. He's still got his pit stop to serve. That is going to be very tight indeed. We'll keep an eye on that.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Drew Matthews there, 10th down on his lap. Let's hope he's not taking too much out of his tyres. Listen, I'll tell you what, David is coming back at him a little bit more than I expected. I expected Drew to get by and just drive off. Their lap times are very representative of each other. That battle might not be done there. Much cleaner exit there, turn 15 for Drew on that particular occasion. Should be having a big enough gap there for the car behind not to have any advantage over the slipstream, although he is half a second up on this lap. But he's a bit too far back. The only thing that could cause Drew an issue is these back markers that he is fast approaching. And you can see the blue flags there out for the cars in front, Porsche and Porsche. Hopefully they clear out of his way for him pretty sharpish. Hold him up. They want to just try and stay left here if they can. Car number 6 there pulls left perfectly. That's how you should deal with blue flags. Porsche punches a bit. I wasn't expecting him to pull out of the way just yet. He's a bit further back, but equally you'll be careful of this dirt here. Hopefully this one goes a little bit deep on this occasion, allowing Drew to cut back. He doesn't. Interesting move there from the car number 511 of Matthew Mudd. There you go, pulls it out of the way nice and clear.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. the right. Clear on the right.
He's not going to catch Drew Matthews, who is now working his way around the back end of the track. He'll have one more lap to go after this because the leader is still behind. "41 laps, 75 minutes, 1 pit stop, several spins, a few yellow flags, a few white flags. We've had tyres overheating, tyres squaring off. We've had side-by-side battles, slipstreaming, undercuts, the overcuts. So this race has had everything you would expect from a HFG event, and much more than that to come as well. With 10 seconds left on Matthews, we've seen him try the undercut on several occasions. He's not paid off. He's had to work for it afterwards. Next week, I suspect he might try the overcut, but nevertheless, he got that place back. He well deserved it. Takes P4 overall. He'll be chuffed with that.
So there it is, there's the finish. That is a P4 overall. Again, had I done a different strategy, I feel like I at least could have battled Gar for third overall, but unfortunately that wasn't my strategy, but that was a lesson learned. And that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider dropping a like and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.